I finally purchased the Springbloom Missive for Ayaka. With that, I've lost my free-to-play status. It's been a bit more than a week now, and since the video that I made about my opinion on the skin, if you still didn't check it out, you can find it in the info box. I don't have much more to add. Most of it I already said in that video, and I still feel the same way. If not, I'm even more grateful. They made additional voice lines for the skin.
とてもいいお天気ですね。一緒にお散歩に行きませんか？帽子が風に飛ばされないといいのですが、私は自分の方法で答えを見つけます。
I don't know if that was always a thing, because well, I never bought any other skin before, but that's great. Gives a nice little touch to it. It's also awesome that they added a description to the skin. There's some lore to the skin and even a little story that unfolds because of the light novel. When I saw the skin for the first time, with the approach that they went with, I could definitely tell that they put effort into it. However, after some time has passed, I realized how much effort they actually put into the skin. When you think about it and remember, at the start when we entered Inazuma, you might still remember how hard it was to get in and out of there, and how harshly the International Trade Association was treated, which is essentially a helping hand for foreigners. You could almost say they wanted to keep their nation eternal at the time, and didn't want to invite people from different cultures, or more accurately opinions, to keep their land the same. But now that all the events are over, foreigners are once again invited into Inazuma. And well, the president of the trade association, Kurisu, well, Christopher, is from Fontaine. Also, if you remember, in the Ayaka story quest, she helped the president out by getting the stolen silk back. So if you connect the dots, it makes kinda sense why they went with this style of skin. But the main reason why I think they put a lot of effort into it is because of her character. It's not only because of what was mentioned in the description, but if you remember certain voice lines and her story quest, you will know that Ayaka is actually very interested in different nations and cultures. That she would like to travel around like an adventurer and visit places she doesn't know of. Even in her most recent birthday message, you can see hints of her desire. But because of the position that Ayaka is in, she doesn't really have the chance to leave her little island. If Ayaka can't visit other places, we'll bring the places to Ayaka. And because of that reason, I think the skin is even more meaningful. It actually fits her character so well. I'm genuinely very grateful in how much effort they put into it, even though I still adore her Japanese, samurai, noble-like appearance. I honestly can't say if I prefer one over the other, because at the end of the day, not the outfit makes the character is what makes the outfit. Anyways, now that we have that out of the way, I think it's the perfect moment now to talk about why I chose to be free to play for so long and finally decided to spend money on the game. Well, the reasoning is actually very simple. I had no reason to spend money. I just generally never spend money on online games. It's also probably related to the fact that I keep playing the same games over and over again. But if I do, then I never buy stuff that you can obtain by playing the game. For me, at least, it seems like a waste of money. I mean, yeah, I guess you can save time with it, and you can also get everything, while the F2P player will probably never have the same number of characters, weapons, and so on. But for my playstyle, it's fine. Because you have much less currency as an F2P, you have to make decisions what is more important to you and what is less important. You have to make the best of the things you have. And that is also pretty much one of my life mottos. I also don't like to have too much. Otherwise, I will never find the same amount of time for everything. I have already trouble to keep up with one thing. And from my account you can pretty much tell that. After getting Ayaka, I was already fine. That's why I didn't feel compelled to acquire more characters. And it is why I also never had the feeling I was missing out on some Primogems. I never regret any of my decisions that I made on this account. Okay, well, maybe I should have picked Lumine instead of Ether. Whatever. I honestly thought there was a chance I wouldn't spend anything until the very end of this game. But to our surprise, they had to release a skin for Ayaka. And well, first of all, she's my favorite character. But second, I just love the skin, so there is no way that I'm not gonna purchase the skin. When I buy something in games, most of the time, it was the skins that you were forced to use real money on. It's pretty much like in the case for Ayaka's skin. I just don't like betting your money on luck. I rather like fixated prices, and that's why I never saw the problem with buying skins. Even though they do nothing besides looking fancy, which I think is right instead of being paid to win. Even if they were sometimes overpriced, I didn't care that much. Because it's not like I spend money on every character to get their skin. I only try to buy stuff that I know of I really want. And in the case of the Springbloom Missive, it was a no-brainer for me. I never cared that much about my F2P status. And I also never got the beef between the spenders and the non-spenders. The only difference is that one has more and the other has less. But other than that, there really is not a difference. Especially in the case of Genshin. You are not a better or worse player, or love the game more or less. We have all our reasons why we do things the way we do. Because one person cries at the funeral and the other doesn't, it doesn't mean the other isn't feeling sad at all. Kinda an extreme example, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. We all just show it in a different way, and that's it. The only reason why, to me, it was important to mention my F2P status in my videos was because I didn't want to spread the wrong message. If people see that many Primogems, or when they see Ayaka at C5 with a Mistsplitter, they might think that I'm a whale. But that is not true at all. I just don't want that people think, and especially the newer players, that you can only achieve this by spending money on the game. It is very possible to save up that much and get a C6 5-star, even though it is not very useful, by completely free-to-play means. A lot of people already did. Well, I'm not F2P anymore because of the skin, but for the future, I will still mention that I got everything besides the skin through F2P means. To me, it's just important that people know that money isn't the solution to everything, and that you should maybe think about it before trying to spend your money. I mean, if you have the luxury and you really want to, then by all means, go for it. I have nothing to say against it. If it makes you happy, why not? But on this channel, I still want to protect people, I guess, from spending their money carelessly, without giving it any thought or going off on the wrong conclusions. I at least won't spend any more money on the game. But for a second Ayaka skin, I wouldn't mind. That's it. Stay safe, guys. See ya.